Here's a toss-up. Which of these defamation campaigns do you find more alarming?
Receipts Don't Lie, who has made it his life mission to bring me down for my alleged lies, or Forest Park Cutie, who has doxed pieces of my address and compared me to Charles Manson.
Meanwhile, it's the end of November 2022 and the shit's about to hit the fan. Activist, Part 12. We just met an alleged anti-trafficking advocate who cusses me out when I raise concerns about being compared to Hitler. She participates in Braden's live for weeks, making several false allegations against me. Again, we have no relationship with each other. Then, out of the blue, I receive a message from her. It's November 23rd. Kelly, who I have never spoken to, asks for a phone call, telling me in advance that she'd like to apologize. We have a nice long chat. She tells me she fell for Braden at first, but has realized his actions are toxic. She has found a profile impersonating me named Bonnie Slud Kivoff. She is confident that this account is Braden because she has one of these indicators that says, "You may know Braden." That account is still up today, by the way, a year and a half later. Here's another, Bonnie Sludikoff with a C. This screen name, my name wrong, also matches one of the emails the FBI was able to trace to Wyandotte, Michigan. There are at least two others who could only logically be Diane or someone who's working really closely with her, as they share the info she received from a private investigator 2 days after receiving it, and make the same inferences to Charles Manson as she does in her court papers. I have no expectation of hearing from Kelly after that November 23rd conversation. At that time, I have a co-host on my live who is with me for about 7.5 weeks, including several days that she takes off, which I encourage. We are under fire from day one, and I regularly make it clear that it's okay to step away. During those 7.5 weeks, at least 200 videos are made about me, and several are made about co-host. I want to say about 20, maybe more. This is terrifying on a daily basis. We are going through a roller coaster. At one point, co-host enlists one of TikTok's many vigilante protection groups. Now, the one she chooses seems lovely and absolutely all support to them, but enlisting them without my consent is not okay and only riles Braden up more. I want to be clear that I understood where my co-host was coming from in the urgency here. It's just that it definitely was something that should have been run past me, the person whose live this was occurring on. When it becomes clear that the independent anti-bullying group has only made Braden angrier and more reactive, co-host makes another move. She initiates a phone call with Braden. The phone call ends up lasting about 4.5 hours. Braden demands a final appearance on the live to apologize to both of us. I share 3 boundaries. We use guest features, not co-hosting, so that there is only one chat. We turn off the chat, and most importantly, I speak to him beforehand. For whatever reason, none of these boundaries are honored. Co-host lets me know that she's taking the night off live. As I'm wrapping my live, I think it's around 11 p.m. my time or a little bit later, she requests to come in and she brings in Braden. This is an actual screenshot from the live. Co-host is in that top right box, but I have given her as much anonymity as I can. The 3 of us are on the co-hosting function. Also note, he has apologized profusely to co-host privately, and he has made amends for her with multiple parties. If you know me, then you know I do not share text messages casually or really at all. I have blocked out what co-host said here, but this is the actual text exchange from Braden and co-host where he shows her exactly what he has done. I feel comfortable sharing it because this is a person who has threatened me for 21 plus months. Names are blocked out for privacy, but what you can see is that Braden has made things right with 3 separate parties, all of whom have promised and pledged to leave co-host alone. No one has said they will leave me alone, which is another reason why it's important that Braden and I speak before he goes on the live. On the live, Braden makes a passionate 4.5-minute apology, requesting that co-host and her family be left alone. In that time, I am not mentioned. I had been told that that is why he wanted to go onto the live in the first place, to apologize specifically to me. I finally asked gently, "Is there an apology coming for me?" Braden is in instant tears. "I'm gonna go," he says, and co-host begs him to stay, but he's already gone. I addressed the room immediately, stating that it was emotionally abusive what Braden has done. Co-host says that it's actually that I needed something from Braden that he could not give me. Co-host proceeds to quit the live in front of hundreds of people who are watching, stating that she will no longer, and I quote, "receive abuse on my behalf." I don't like that statement. I find it really problematic. So I say, you absolutely had abusive things happen to you, just like the things that happened to me, but you did not receive abuse on my behalf. Co-host doubles down, says she absolutely did receive abuse on my behalf. I beg co-host to have this conversation privately, but she refuses and leaves. I immediately tell my chat that no disrespect toward co-host will be tolerated. She has just left the chat. We are not going to talk about her. We're going to wish her well. But my chat is really angry and a couple people are saying things that are not the nicest. My mods are immediately muting and blocking anything that is problematic. We are doing our best to stop people from sharing their opinions, which are very loud. Not 2 minutes later, co-host returns, yelling at my chat, citing that I have allowed people to bully her. Co-host leaves again, and I immediately cease all mention of her on my live other than to wish her well.
Now we're in the beginning of December and people are excited to have their guest boxes back, but there are some new guests. Every night, multiple profiles come in with my face or that of relatives, and usually a variation of my name or address. These fake Bonnies dox me and make incredibly scary graphic threats toward me, family members, and even viewers on my live. They threaten to slash my tires, unalive my family. They ask if I'm willing to die for my cause. This is part of why I go live nightly for the welfare of all parties involved, including myself.
On December 31st, I'm on live and a pizza comes to my door about half an hour after signing on.
I let the pizza man know that I did not order a pizza, figuring he'll go away. He insists that he is at the right address, even citing specific details of where to deliver the pizza. Again, I confirm I did not order a pizza. He's carrying an insulated pizza box. It's pouring rain, and I tell him again he has the wrong place. He stands there for a long time and finally leaves. I return to my live and make the mistake of confirming that it was a pizza, letting hundreds of people know that someone may have just confirmed my address.
Meanwhile, the harassment on my live continues daily from December 2022 through June 27, 2023. It ceases the day before I am served with court papers. Over this 7-month period, at least 300 different accounts are made. Some nights there are several speaking at the same time, suggesting it would be impossible for this to be the work of one person. My live continues. I speak on the issues of public concern regarding Bebop and BB's account and many other topics. My viewers and I bond over the hellscape we are living in. People become logically protective of me, and we are all disturbed that what is happening is able to happen.